developing story that's rocking the valley right now. Jerice Hunter arrested in Mesa and charged with first-degree murder 1 year after reporting her daughter Jhessye Shockley missing from Glendale. ABC 15's Kimberly Chang is following the story from Glendale. The police department there getting the answers that we need this morning. Good morning, Kimberly.
Connie, good morning. Jerice now has a $500,000 bond against her. She's in jail this morning. She was arrested at her Mesa home without incident. Now, I want to bring in Tracy Breeden with the Glendale Police Department. They have been working on this case for about a year now. Tracy, a lot of people have questions about what type of evidence it is that you have against Jerice Hunter at this point.
You know, that's been the big question, and this has been a very complex investigation. There's been a lot of information that's gathered. We've gathered evidence, and that's taken us a long time. We've had to exhaust every lead, and one of those leads led us to the landfill, which took us 4.5 months looking for Jessye's body, and it was very important that we completed a very thorough investigation. And I can't give you details about a lot of the evidence because I don't want to do anything that might jeopardize that future prosecution. But what I can tell you is we are very confident and we believe in the evidence that we've presented to the county attorney, and we believe there will be, and we're hopeful for, justice for Jhessye.
And I know you can't go into very much detail because there's going to be a trial, but you did say earlier that there is forensic evidence. It's not just circumstantial evidence at this point.
That's correct. You know, I can't really talk about the details of that, but we do, and the answer is yes, we do have forensic evidence that links Jerice to the death of Jhessye.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And Connie, you know, over this last year, we've talked to other family members. You know, there's been an ongoing dispute between other family members and Jerice Hunter. They're now estranged. And when we spoke with them yesterday after her arrest, the cousin who cared for Jessye during her first few years of life while Jerice was serving prison time in California for child abuse charges, she said they are just elated that this has finally happened, that Jerice is behind bars. They are disheartened, of course, that there won't be a proper burial for Jessye, but they are glad to see that Jerice has finally been arrested.
Yeah,
Back to you.
Thanks for the very latest there. We appreciate it. Well, we've been telling you this morning that we were going to be joined here with our exclusive interview by Scott Mason, who is Jerice Hunter's attorney. Nice to see you, sir. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We just heard some of the evidence there coming in. They're not going to say much. They're being very tight-lipped, the Glendale Police Department, on what they have. But what they did say is that they do have forensic information and forensic evidence that links Jerice to this murder. How strong of a case do you believe they have, and how difficult is it to prosecute this without the body?
Well, I mean, at this point, we don't know the strength of their case because not evidence hasn't been shared. I mean, this has been an 11-month investigation. Usually when they have a good case, there's strong evidence, charges are filed immediately. In this case, there's been a long delay, and we're going to have a lot of questions as to why that occurred.
There has been a lot of focus inside the house, inside Jerice's bedroom. Are there things that you want people to know as we head forward here, of details that will be coming out that you want people to know first on your side?
You know, well, I was there. I was there at the apartment. I mean, it's a regular 2-bedroom apartment, you know, smaller apartment on the west side of Glendale. I mean, nothing unusual about it. I mean, I think that this is really going to play out. I mean, the one thing that there has been no information has been shared with the public, with us, in terms of where this has gone, and we're going to see what's going to happen here. I mean, Bill Montgomery, the county attorney, yesterday said the indictment is not evidence, and he's absolutely correct. We haven't seen any evidence disclosed. Nothing was said yesterday. We're going to really take a critical eye and look at that very closely and see what really here is about this case.
Are you surprised at this point there's a $500,000 bond?
You know, not really. I mean, with this type of an allegation, I mean, that's a bond that's probably a little lower than normal, than what you would see. The judge last night at the jail judge at 11 o'clock when we saw Judge Donofrio said that he didn't have any facts about the case. He didn't have any information about the case, so he wouldn't really consider lowering at that point. But he said that we could do that at the appropriate time, and we will be doing that.
Jerice Hunter has a past, and she's got a criminal record. She's obviously spent time in prison for child abuse. How will you combat some of that history?
Well, she does, and again, that's where it belongs, is in the past. I mean, someone's prior past or prior record really has nothing to do with this situation. I mean, the state would have to prove that she was involved in the murder, she caused the murder, and she was involved in that, in this specific facts.
As I look at the indictment, just real quick, it says that they believe that she and perhaps someone with her or a group of people with her could be responsible for the death. Do you believe there's someone else there, and is that part of your case?
Again, there hasn't been any information presented to that. An indictment, again, is very general. I mean, that's very general language, nothing really specific about the facts here. Again, I think that we're going to see that. Hopefully we're going to see release that information here shortly.
All right, Scott Mason, thanks so much for being with us here on ABC 15 Mornings. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.